Story title: When the world went quiet. For a long time, the fourth floor of St. Mary's Hospital was not just a ward, it was a world of its own. That floor was for teenagers who stayed too long, too sick to go home, too alive to give up. They were six: Eli, thin and quiet, always connected to oxygen; Rose, whose leg stopped working years ago; Noah, whose heart could fail at any time; Lena, slowly losing her sight; Marcus, fighting cancer since childhood; and June, the youngest, whose sickness never had a clear name. They grew up with nurses instead of neighbors, machines instead of playgrounds, and hope that came and went like visiting hours. The outside world became something they talked about like a memory, even though most of them had never really lived in it. Then came the morning everything changed. Eli woke up first and noticed the silence. No beeping, no air pushing into his lungs. He panicked, until he realized he was breathing on his own. Across the room, Rose stood up from her wheelchair without thinking about it. Noah's chest felt calm for the first time in years. Lena rubbed her eyes and gasped when the room came into focus. Marcus felt no pain. June laughed, a loud, free laugh that surprised even her. They were not sick anymore, but confusion replaced joy when they stepped into the hallway. The hospital was empty, beds made, lights on, food still warm. Everyone was gone. They walked outside carefully, like people entering a dream. The city was quiet, cars sat on the road, untouched, stores were open, but empty. Phones rang in abandoned buildings. Fear came slowly. Where is everybody? June whispered. They didn't know, so they did the only thing they could. They stayed together and learned how to survive. Days turned into weeks. They explored streets they had only seen through windows. They learned to cook, to clean, to take care of each other. They laughed more than they cried. And they noticed something strange. Their bodies were not just healed, they were stronger, steady, complete. One day, they returned to the hospital, searching for answers. In the basement, they found a locked room with a screen still playing. A doctor appeared, tired, older. "Come, if you're watching this," he said, "then you survived." He explained that a sickness had spread quietly across the world. A final treatment was created, one meant to cure everything, but it was dangerous. Only those whose bodies were already fighting illness could survive the change. The rest of the world didn't. The truth broke them. They cried for people they would never see again. For parents, nurses, friends. A whole world gone silent, but time passed, and life, slowly, returned. They cleaned streets, planted food, built homes. Children were born, healthy.